Hey, what's going on everyone? JS Cards here coming at you with a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. Today we're going to be going over my Dragon Link deck. I recently made a combo tutorial for this deck, and I've been playing this deck for a while, I just haven't done an updated profile. Anyways, let's go through the main, extra, and side here, and we'll jump into it. So starting off, this is a 45 card build, I believe. But we're starting off with triple copies of Tracer. I think it's okay to play over 40 in this deck. I usually play with Dragon Link like 43 to 45 cards just because like it's good for siding too. You're not taking out some of the cards you need for the combo. You can add in other things. You can play lots of hand traps in this deck as well. So yep, but anyways, we're starting off with the 3 Tracer, 1 Recharger, and that is it for the Rockets. So we cut out basically all the other ones. I was playing the Rocket Synchron in here, but again, I cut it. You don't really need it. These are the only rockets that you need. Our honorary rocket, though, is the Absorouter Dragon. This card's really great. You can pitch it from your deck using Ravine to add usually the Tracer to your hand. Then we have the Dragunity package here. So we got 3 Remus and the 1 Legatus, as well as the 1 Mistleton. I think these are all really necessary now. I mean, Remus is a 1-card combo. If you guys want to watch my EDO Pro combo tutorial, feel free to go check that out. But Remus is a 1-card combo by itself. You can create a huge board. Even if you get interrupted, you can still bring out like a Savage and Spheres. But Remus really helps out with that. And then basically another honorary Dragunity. We have the Zephyros the Elite and the Mist Valley Baby Rock. Some builds don't play Baby Rock, but Baby Rock is so good. This helps you get into Crystal Wing with your Gay Dirg. And yeah, this card's great. Then for our dragons, we have 3 copies of Seifert, another great starter card for the deck, along with our black and white dragons and our Chaos Levineer. After that, we have 1 Brotar, 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, 1 Noctovision Dragon. This is a really nice card. I believe this is a new addition since I profiled it a few months ago. And another fun card is Galactic Spiral Dragon. I really like this card because, well, you do play a few level 8s, but I like summoning out number 38, Hope Harbinger. Not a lot of Dragon Link decks play that card, and sometimes your opponent doesn't expect it, and I think it's just a really powerful Exceed monster to have. And then moving on to the hand traps, we have 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Now I was playing Veilers in here and some Ghost Bells, but I switched those out for the Gamma package here. Gamma is just great to be able to stop other hand traps from hitting you and allowing you to still combo. So I felt like Gamma was a little bit better. But if you have Veilers, Ghost Bells, you could even put Drolls in here. But if you have Veilers or any other hand traps you want to try in here, even Impermanences, some builds like to play Impermanence, go for it. But yeah, I've been liking the Gamma package. This is a new addition recently, and it's been working out great. Moving on to the spells, we have 3 copies of Quick Launch. I mean, the fact that this card is not once per turn is insane. Special summon 1 rocket monster from your deck, but it cannot attack, also destroy it during the end phase. This card is so good if you have this, or even 2 of them, because being able to get out your Tracer and usually use it to synchro off into a level 8 synchro is really nice. Then we have 3 copies of World Legacy Guard Dragon. I thought about maybe cutting this down to 2 and adding a Monster Reborn. Sometimes it's nice just to have Monster Reborn to get back anything or even something from your opponent's grave. But for right now, we're playing the World Legacy at 3. And then 3 copies of Chaos Space. This card is also too good not to play 3 of. Then we do have some back row hate because back row does hurt this deck, but 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. And then for our field spells, I'm playing 2 copies of Ravine and the 1 Boot Sector. I was at first playing 1 of each, but I quickly realized with the Dragunity cards that I added in here, you do need 2 copies of Ravine. And then we also have, for the last spell and the last card of the main deck, the 1 Dragunity Glow. Moving on to the extra deck, there are a few flex spots, but some of these cards are mandatory, but I'll talk about where you can change it up when we get to those cards. So we have the 1 Striker Dragon. If this ever came back to more than 1, that would be great, but you can still play it. We have the 1 Pisty, also very important to have. If this card gets hit, it'll be interesting to see where Dragon Link goes from there. If we get any of the other Guard Dragons back in the future, that'll just help this deck out even more, but I don't really see that happening anytime soon. And then I played 2 copies of Heavenly Spheres. I was playing 3, but I feel like 2 at most is what you'll usually use. I know sometimes the 3rd could come up, but I feel like there's other cards you could play instead of the 3rd one. But if you do want to play 3 and cut anything else out of here, you totally can. Then we have 2 copies of Romulus. This was another one I was at first playing 1 of, but 2 of them kind of do come up fairly often, so I felt like having a second one would be nice. And then we have the 1 Dillingerous Dragon and Quad Boral Dragon. For our last Link monster of the deck, for our boss monster, we do have Borrelsword Dragon. I suppose you could play Access Code, but Borrelsword's a great budget option, and it's a dragon. It fits the theme of the deck. Might as well play it. This card's really good. We do play 2 Exceeds, being the Hieratic Dragon and number 38. Most people now are only playing the Hieratic Dragon, but again, you have so many good level 8s, and with Galactic Spiral Dragon, you can make some more level 8s, and Hope Harbinger is a really good card. It's still really scary, and I think it's worth playing, and it's something a little bit different than what you see in most Dragon Link builds. Moving on to the synchros, we do have the Gay Dirg here. This card's now very important in the Dragon Link strategy. The fact that this card is not a hard once per turn is really good. I do like how some of the Dragunity effects are like that. If it leaves the field and comes back, you can use its effect again. Then after that, we have Savage Dragon, of course, and Crystal Wing. And a spicy card, I guess, that I like to play is the Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. But yeah, this card is a flex spot. The Hope Harbinger is a flex spot. So there's a few. I guess if you wanted to do 1 Romulus, you could get away with that as well. So there's like 2 or 3, maybe 4 spots where you could put in other cards that you like. So just test it out. What type of playstyle do you like the most, and go with that. But that's it for the extra deck. Let's move on to the side deck. Alright, so for the side deck, I'm playing 3 copies of Nibiru, just to go against other combo decks, stuff doing a lot of special summoning. Then we have 3 copies of Droll and Lockbird, 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. Dragoon is scary even with this deck, so you want to be able to negate some effects and then just attack over them with your dragons. Very nice to have along with the Harpy's Feather Duster. This is basically the rest of the cards along with Harpy's Feather Duster here are anti back row decks, I guess, Sky Striker decks. You know, we have Harpy's Feather, Red Reboot, Imperial Order, and anti-spell Fragrance. So we do play, you know, some powerful spells, but even if our spells get turned off, we don't really care. I mean, or you just activate your spells before you activate one of these trap cards, and then you're fine. So it doesn't really hurt us, and it can shut down a lot of decks. I mean, there's some good control decks out there using lots of spell cards, so I felt like, why not just make them not play at all? So there you guys have it. That is my Dragon Link deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be interested to see how this deck changes in the future, if there's any ban list hits or if something comes back for it. And I just hope they don't kill this deck, because it is definitely one of my favorites, and it's survived this long and still does really well at events. So yeah, this is definitely a fun deck. I highly recommend you guys try it out if you can, if you haven't yet, and let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. Stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh! News, deck profiles, and openings, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and have a good one.